What is up, Nerf Herders? Welcome back. We just wrapped up WandaVision episode 9, the series finale, and wow. So we're going to talk about this here, give our breakdown with everything, talk about the post-credits, see where we think this is going. We might have called some of this shit in a couple of our previous episodes, so we're going to jump right into this here. We pick up immediately from where we had left off with episode 8, right in the street where Agatha's got the boys and Wanda is ready to throw down, and shit gets crazy from there all the way to the end.
Yeah, so I mean, kind of starts right where we left off, and you have that, Wanda v Agatha battle, which was really cool. I did like how they kind of revealed that Agatha's, kind of her special power is absorbing the power of other witches.
Yeah.
And then goes back to the scene we saw where she basically absorbs all of the witches' powers at the Salem, witch burning scene. And we didn't really understand fully what was going on in that scene, but now we know, like, that's what she does. She takes powers from other people. So I thought that was really cool that, like, she starts absorbing, Wanda's powers, and it kind of makes you think, like, oh man, is Agatha, like, more powerful than we thought she was?
Dude, she was a absolute just force of nature, man. She had the upper hand with everything. She knew what she was doing. She was on top of it. And then Wanda gets really clever, and instead of using her magic on her, she takes the car and just drives it through her right into the house. And you get this really cool Wizard of Oz, kind of thing right there, which is a neat little setup.
Yeah, they've had like so many little Wizard of Oz nods in this season, I think. And one thing that kind of made me think a little bit more, because we didn't get this reveal, but think of the Wizard of Oz as, there's someone behind the curtain, right? Like,
come out from behind the curtain.
Yeah. Dude, I was trying to think of that quote. Yeah, dude. So, like, that kind of makes me think, like, if they keep making little nods to the Wizard of Oz, obviously, yeah, she's like the Wicked Witch, but then also the whole idea of the Wizard of Oz is you have this final boss behind the curtains who's, like, kind of pulling the strings and doing everything. So it just kind of makes me wonder, okay, is this like a little Easter egg? Are they hinting at something next? Because we didn't get the big reveal of what we thought we were going to get, but, like, this could set something up for the next part, the future of Wanda.
Yeah, they left that dangling too, and we'll totally jump into that because there's a thread for that. I think that they left distinctively in there. And it was crazy, dude, because she disappears. We see just the boots under there. She's gone, and then White Vision shows up, and Wanda's kind of baffled by this, but sensing him and just is this really you and such? And we all know what's gonna happen, but he just grabs her head, dude, and is just about to just crush her. And I thought it was gonna happen, dude. I legit thought that it was going to happen, and then there was gonna be some kind of switcheroo to reverse it or bring her back, but. Holy cow, dude. Like, she was completely vulnerable and just she was stuck. There was no getting out of that.
Dude, it's really cool how they played this off because, it really shows how attached she is to Vision and how vulnerable she is to Vision. She lets her guard down. Vision's the only person that she allows to get in. And she even is willing to sacrifice herself for the love of Vision, So when she sees this pale Vision coming towards her, she's just like, okay, guard down, like, you're mine, I'm yours, do whatever you want to me, like, let's go,
Right.
And that was so crazy. But then I guess the Hex Vision, you want to call him, the Hex Vision comes up and just, like, then we get that big Vision battle, which was kick ass, dude. I loved it.
So cool. Everything you thought that was going to be too, man. Both of them, like, being able to, absorb the matter as it's coming at them, just shooting blasts at each other, just two walls of destruction that are indestructible, basically, man. Like, nobody could get the upper hand on each other, which was crazy because you've got the created Vision versus original bodied Vision. One's got the stone, the other one's got just this, energy source, in the forehead, and they were just toe to toe, man, just going ham on each other. It's crazy.
What do you think about, like, the kind of reveal that the Hex Vision's able to lay down on the Pale Vision, like, kind of convincing him, making him almost self-aware of what he is.
I loved it, man.
I thought that was so clever, like, because obviously Vision is smart, he's pretty self-aware of everything. So I did think it was kind of cool that he was able to convince this machine Vision, whatever you want to call him, this White Vision, that, like, hey, neither of us are Vision. or are we both Vision? Like, what is it? Who are
Yes.
we? And it's such a cool idea because that's kind of been Vision's, I don't know, his central arc throughout the entire Avengers universe is like, who am I, dude?
Yeah.
He's always tried to figure out who he is and where he belongs. So it was really cool how he brought that in.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was such an interesting thing too, because I think what he realized is neither of us are going to get the upper hand on each other, and basically this will just turn into Superman versus Zod destroying Metropolis, like if we continue like this. And he reasoned with him, dude. He like used it was a giant philosophical kind of a thing to reason with his counter half, so to speak. And enough so to where he entrusted in him to implant all of those memories back into him and show him, listen, this is what you evolved into and this is what you became. You're not just this mindless drone. You learned, you adapted, and here you go. Boom. And he just sends him on his way. And I was shocked that that's where they went with that, but I love it because it's an open thread now. He's out there somewhere, and now that's another thread they can pull from, and we're going to see what happens with that too.
This is very interesting because I was very sure that they were going to have to kill him. They were going to have to destroy the White Vision. Like they're going to have to end that, or like you kind of theorized, maybe they combined them together.
Right. And I thought they might have done that there too. I thought maybe they were going to fuse.
Dude. For a minute, I was like, when he was basically saying like we're both kind of like in the same boat here, I legit thought like the Hex Vision was just going to absorb into the White Vision, and I was going to be like, oh my god, dude. It's like. Oh my god, it was so cool. I was just like sitting there waiting for it to happen. But yeah, dude. Then he just goes off and he does his thing. Now he's in the universe somewhere, and he's gonna pop up again. I mean, there's no reason for him not to. So now that's a really cool way to kind of feed him into the future of the MCU.
Yeah, dude, absolutely, man. And then, Agatha appears back. We see her that she can not only fly and just levitate everywhere, but she can basically pull the reptile, dude, or Nightcrawler, and just disappear and reappear wherever she wants, dude. So she's powerful. She's ready for everything Wanda throws at her. Everything Wanda's giving to her, dude. She's absorbing. She's at this point untouchable right now, and Wanda is technically this virgin when it comes to witchcraft, and she's adapting into this whole new world that she never realized that she had, kind of as this episode is going on. And it was really cool to see that evolve throughout everything. But Agatha was awesome in this, dude. Like, and then she brings out the Darkhold, and it's like, okay, so now we know what the book is. Yeah.
Yep. So we got this book that basically tells us what the origin of the Scarlet Witch is. It's like this dark secret diary of witchcraft of, these are the hidden secrets. And, we'll get to it later in the video, but I thought that was so cool, how she brought that in, because we were kind of wondering what that book was that was in her basement. So
yeah, absolutely, dude. And Photon kind of got sidelined a little bit, which I was okay with. They gave her that option where we find out who Quicksilver is. So legitimate, this was cute casting, and it was a really kind of a genius troll move by Marvel to run with this.
He's the neighbor, dude. He's just the neighbor, and Agatha was controlling him all along.
Yeah, like living in his house
all along.
Yep, like she took over the dude's house, and he was just controlled by this necklace, which was a cool sequence because Photon used her powers to see what the energy was on him that he was being controlled by, yanks the necklace off, boom, the guy's off the spell, and there you go, she gets out.
Well, it's cool because it gives you another hint of what her powers are going to be like and how they're going to use her moving forward. So I'm okay with it. I didn't really care to see a big reveal of her in this episode. Like, I kind of want them to save her because obviously they got to use her down the road. And I think it would be wasteful to show all of her cards in the first, foul swoop here. So give me a little tease of what she can do, and then leave me hanging. Let me figure it out as I go.
Yeah, I was happy with how they played her in there, dude. It was just enough. And and the twins are kind of sitting in the house waiting. They kind of see Wiccan realizes somebody's in trouble. He's hearing, Wanda in pain and all this. So they take off. They get into the scene. And as everything kind of comes to steam in this downtown square, you kind of get your Avengers-esque shot, man, which like gave me immediate chills, dude.
Yeah.
The family, dude, just all wound up together. So good, dude.
Oh man, total symbolism to the first Avengers film when they're all back to back and it's just circling, dude.
Yeah.
Such a cool sequence. Like they're just ready to do battle together.
Yeah, it was so good how they presented that, dude. I love the line there. I'm probably going to botch the exact quote, but when she kind of looked at the boys and she's like, something along the lines of, I know we didn't raise you to be ready for this just yet, but you were born for this, or something
Yeah.
along those lines. Just like
total pump up, bro.
Oh
Total
man,
pump up.
It was a
Yeah.
beautiful moment, dude. Just a beautiful moment. And the kids go take out the military and kind of just disarm them. And Vision and White Vision are oh wow. Now I'm getting caught up in the episode here. Vision was hanging down there, and then Wanda and Agatha kept going at it, and we see Wanda come up and pull that same trick she did in Age of Ultron, dude, and just pops into her head and takes her to Salem. Yep. Yeah, so back to Salem we go.
Right. So then we go to Salem, and then, she's got basically, it's kind of interesting because it was like, okay, is Wanda really in control of this scene that's in Salem? Because then it's like the tables turn and all the witches are against Wanda now,
Right.
And it's just, it keeps showing you the power of Agatha, that she can just keep turning the tables right on her. Every little thing that Wanda sends her way gets turned right back against her.
Yep.
And then how about the director, like, trying to shoot the kids? Like, how sinister was that?
Gosh, dude, that
was dark, man. Like, I mean, say what you will about the MCU, but I wasn't expecting him to, like, basically try to execute two children, you know? And then, I mean, what's so cool is Rambo, just, like, shows up and absorbs the bullets, dude, giving us more hint to her power.
Yeah.
But I was just like, so awesome, dude. Just such a cool, like, rescue sequence.
Yeah, that was so awesome, man. Another little subtle thing to show what she's capable of doing. And I loved how they showed that the kids could have done it anyways. Even though she came in and had her hero moment, the kids still could have done it, which I thought was a really cool little thing just to give them that nudge in there.
Yeah, and we didn't really get, much of a reveal as to, like, if there really is someone behind the mask for the director. We really don't know at this point. But I did love the Darcy comeback, where he's just backing up the Humvee, and then she just, like, T-bones his ass, and she's like, "You're going to jail."
Yeah,
like,
dude.
So it's so Darcy. It's such a Darcy moment, that little sarcasm, that, like, snippy little sarcasm. It's so funny.
Yeah, and we called it, dude, in our last episode that we talked about, man. Like, she's gonna be a wild card somehow, and sure enough, like, she's the one who disarms Hayward, so to speak. Yeah. And so we come out of Salem once we realize Wanda is really taking on this Scarlet Witch persona. You see this kind of progressing throughout the episode. You see the classic, headwear start to come into play the same way that we saw in Agatha's mom with the blue crown. We're now seeing this red crown. So there's all these different symbols of crowns and powers, whatever have you, and we're seeing Wanda come into her own now. And when they come back in to the world of the Hex and come out of this whole thing, they go up in, Wanda is just letting it all out. Agatha's like, "Give it to me, just give me your power. I'll make everything good. You can stay here with your family. Everything's going to be fine." And you just see Wanda just exploiting everything she's got, dude, to where she's starting to become crippled. And Agatha's taking all of this in, man. And then you get the whole switcheroo where obviously Agatha's not going to help her, but Wanda had different plans in mind too, man. And she pulls such a badass 180 on this, dude. It was so good.
It's like, take the power back, baby.
Yeah.
You just see this huge sequence of just her, like, give it all back to me. And just such a cool visual effects. Like, I was watching it with Britt, and, like, even in the credits, you see, like, there's hundreds and hundreds of names of, like, the people who worked on the visual effects for this episode, because it was just so extensive. Dude, it was so well done. It was so well done. They did everything perfectly. I love just everything during the ending fight sequence, basically, where Wanda takes all of the powers back and more from Agatha, pretty much just leaving her, with nothing.
Yeah, and it was perfectly put together, too, because the only lesson that Wanda could have learned thus far is what Agatha taught her in the basement. And she goes, "Within this area where I've casted my spells, you can't use your powers."
You can't use your power.
So when she's throwing everything out there, she had no intention of giving her these powers. Dude, she was casting her own spells within her hex, dude, to, like, basically disarm Agatha. And it was like, holy shit, dude.
So freaking cool, dude.
Oh, my gosh.
What do you think? Because my jaw dropped, bro, when basically, Agatha is telling Wanda, like, "Hey, you don't want to be a hero because, heroes don't, like, torture people, and all of these people in this town are being tortured right now. Like, let them go back to their normal lives." And when, Wanda basically starts opening the hex, and then you see her children and you see Vision start disintegrating again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God. So they were not real. Like, she didn't actually create, true matter. It was just within the hex.
Yeah. That was a
That was
rough
rough,
scene,
dude.
dude. Like, cause that's the first time you're realizing that the kids are tied to this too. You know, it's like the kids, even though they were created within the hex, birthed out, they're still tied to this hex. You know, and that was rough, man. When you see everyone going, and she just realizes she can't let go of them just yet, and yeah, that was a rough scene, dude. And we get the full reveal, dude, of the new costume, like the Scarlet Witch outfit.
Right.
I need that Funko. I need that hot toy, dude. I need it all, dude. She
Give it to
looked
me, dude.
amazing, dude. It looks so fucking good, dude.
I love how they made her look a lot like Vision in the way, like the stitch work and just like
Yes.
the way the costume flowed. It felt very much like Vision's costume. And I love that because, it's just kind of symbolic that like she's taking on similar, style as he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so cool that they basically come out of this with her having her, now she's got an outfit for the future, right?
Right.
So now we're going to see this is going to be what she probably is going to be wearing in Doctor Strange 2. We're going to get a whole line of this moving forward, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, totally heartbreaking because Agatha basically says, like, hey, Wanda, you're going to have to make a choice. Like your family or this town. You can't have both. It's not going to happen. Heroes do not torture people. If you keep the town in your control, you're not a hero, But then are you willing to risk this family you created to basically help with your trauma,
Yeah.
It's just such a like, I don't know, such a crazy thing to think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sucks, man, because that foreshadows where they kind of start to leave us at the end of the episode. Once Agatha's finally put down and she goes, guess what? You're just going to play the role of the nosy neighbor from now on. And if I do need you, I know where to find you and I'll come back and get you. And she just puts her right back to the the legit Agnes role,
Agnes is back, dude.
Yeah, so she leaves her there as Agnes. She kind of walks off into the sunset. They go back to the home, and the hex starts to just absorb right back to where everything had begun. And dude, it hit me, man. It was pretty emotional when you see them putting the kids down because the first
God, dude.
the first thing it reminded me of, man, was Titanic when that mom knows that ship's going down and she's trying to comfort her kids and put them down knowing that they're going to just sink. And when they put them down knowing that this is the end of it, it was just, God, it was heart-wrenching.
Dude, when she says, thank you for letting me be your mom, I'm like, oh my God, dude, I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Just so emotional, so well done. Like I said in the last episode, man, if Elizabeth Olsen doesn't get an Emmy nod for this, then what the fuck is the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, this is her
This
time.
has been the role of a lifetime. This is like something that she has done such a well done job on. You know what I mean? And they put the kids to bed, and it's coming. It's coming, and they go downstairs, and then she and Vision kind of have their last moment together, bro. They're in their house, they're back in their traditional clothes, and they just kind of caress each other, and I started really getting teared up again, when basically she's like, I'm gonna see you again. Like this isn't the end for us, And Vision finally just kind of accepts his fate. Like he was happy to spend those moments with her, and he just kind of accepts it,
Yeah, and as much as he's evolved as becoming more human and understanding the human nature, you see the first real inkling of emotion, dude, where that tear comes
cries,
down.
dude.
Oh my gosh.
He cries.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The sentient android, dude, released a tear, and it was such a perfect touch on it, dude. And you see him start to, disappear while she's holding him on his face and everything. And what was the last line he said? It's like, goodbye, my darling, or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
And off he goes, dude. And then we see her standing there within the original just foundation of this home that she, just created out of that emotional burst. And there we are. The hex is gone.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really, important, how they ended this, because I mean, there were so many speculations, there were so many theories of how they were going to end this, but I think they actually made the right choice.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't really care that we didn't get a Mephisto reveal. It's fine.
Not after that episode, dude. Yeah.
But it kind of tied it all together in that, this entire series was really about Wanda's trauma from what happened to Vision in Infinity War and Endgame. It was about her experience, how she dealt with that trauma, how she held it all in, and kind of just created this alternate reality to deal with it, and how really the moral of the story is like, hey, you got to let that shit go, man. You eventually
Yep.
just have to shed yourself of that trauma, let it go, because holding that all up inside you is only killing you and everyone around you, you know?
Yep.
And that's really what happened. She eventually had to just let it go. Like, hey, I'm as much as I love having a family and all of these things near me, it's toxic for me to keep all of this in my life because it's not healthy for me. So I just have to
Right.
shed my skin of it. And that's what she did. It ends the episode with basically just, hey guys, like we're back in the real world. I'm back to where I was at the end of Endgame, you know?
Yep, exactly, man. She sheds it. We have the quick little, approval with Monica. She takes off and hit credits. And then we jump into one of two post-credit scenes. Dude,
this is your like glory moment,
oh,
dude.
dude,
This is your glory moment.
I was so juiced on this, dude, because as soon as she told her, like, we're waiting in the theater, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
here's the reveal. And I thought that it might have been Doctor Strange waiting in there. That was my first thought. I was like, all right, Doctor Strange is waiting in there to talk to her. But she goes in, and as soon as you realize nothing's going on, dude, and she stands, I was like, dude, it's happening. She's gonna reveal herself as the Skrull. It hit my mind immediately, dude, and they didn't wait. They just gave it to you. And I was like, oh yes, dude, yes, the secret invasion, dude. They're all within sword, man. Like, it's happening. Like, everything's happening right now. And then she tells Monica, just like, yeah, like, we're tying this all back to you as a kid, and with Talos and all this, and we're basically sending you up into space. And up in space means Nick Fury, because that's going to tie to the end of Far From Home with that.
Right.
It's all going down, dude. The secret invasion is here, and that made it for me, dude. I was so excited about that.
Yeah, when that scroll reveal came, I was just like, "Oh shit, Scotty called it. He called that shit, dude."
Dude, like from the first time they showed Sword, I was like, "That's it. There's scrolls there, dude. There's scrolls."
Yep. So that was cool. I'm really glad they tied it to that. I'm glad. I thought it was really neat how they kind of tied it back to Captain Marvel, where they're like, "Hey, Rambo, like one of your mom's friends like wants to talk to you." You know, it's just like, "Oh shit!" Like, you know.
Yep.
So I thought that was really cool. I mean, it really sets it up, obviously, for the secret invasion, but it leaves a lot still on the table, which is cool, you know?
Yeah, that's what I love, man, because now, Monica Rambeau is going to play a role into that. We're going to see where this goes. Are we going to see the Skrull Kree War kind of taking place with this, now that we are going to see Sword and the secret invasion and the Skrulls with space? There's so much they can do with this, dude. God, dude, I was so pumped on that. And then you wait till the very, very, very end, and we get our last post-credit scene. And I thought where they were going with this before, as soon as you saw the mountains and everything, I'm like, oh, okay, so she found White Vision, knowing that he has those memories, and they're going to be out here just talking or something, just to show that there's some kind of a connection. But no, we got something way different, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, you have a big ass mountain, a big ass lake, and she's and she's got like, basically she's just, I guess this is a projection of herself, but she's just kind of chilling, doing her thing outside of the little cottage, and then you go inside and you see it's actually Scarlet Witch, basically learning everything in the Darkhold. And as she's doing it, you hear her kids' voices, and you're just like, oh my God. So is there some kind of power in here where she's going to be able to resurrect them? Like, what's going to happen here?
Yeah, I think this is perfect tie-in, dude, to Doctor Strange and the multiverse stuff, dude, because when you see her out there, she's doing that astral projection, dude, like exactly how Doctor Strange would when he separates himself, and that's what's going on, dude. We've seen that with all the Doctor Strange stuff, even with Bruce Banner when it happens in Endgame, and it's just like, boom, the Ancient One just pops him right out of the Hulk, So that's what she's doing, man. Like, she's out doing her thing. She's letting the astral projection learn the book, and she's diving deep into all this. And when the kids reach out, they obviously, since I believe my theory on this is since they were born within the Hex, as the Hex collapsed, they're trapped, and they're out there in some multiverse thing where that could tie to Mephisto, that could tie to multiple different things. But that's how she's going to get mixed up with Doctor Strange. Is she's going to be out there looking for the kids, and Doctor Strange is going to be there, and some crazy shit's going to be going down.
I think Doctor Strange is going to sense her doing this. I think he's going to sense her dabbling into this shit because, I mean, you saw the red in her eyes. I think this is like, and even Agatha said it before she got changed back to Agnes, was like, you have no idea what you've unleashed.
Yep.
And you need me to like basically get this under control.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, we're going to see like a Phoenix basically style character where she's just going to be unhinged. She's not going to know how to control this power. and it might overwhelm her. I mean, we might get a bad guy for a minute, you know, we might get a villain, Scarlet Witch, for a portion of Doctor Strange 2. Who knows? But one thing, this is just my little prediction for the future. I don't know how much this is going to hold water, but my prediction is that lake that she's on right now is Alkali Lake. And that's going to be the tie-in to the X-Men, because that's where Stryker did all of the experiments on Wolverine.
Dude, right. Oh,
and
my
that looks
gosh.
exactly like the same Alkali Lake that was in X-Men 2.
That would be cool.
It was a big-ass lake in front of a big-ass mountain, dude. And I'm just thinking, like, they just revealed the mutants, that they're basically going to, like, we've just been revealed, okay, X-Men is happening through some story. They're going to basically call it the mutants or something like that. I think this is going to be kind of planting that seed. Like, she's out here at this lake, something she does triggers this mutant X gene, or maybe that's where they've set up shop to test, you know, I don't know, who knows? Who the fuck knows, man? Under that lake could be that secret base where she was getting experimented on. We don't know what's going on, you know? There could be a million things happening. But
yeah, dude.
That's kind of my prediction moving forward, dude. That could be Alkali Lake, that could be the tie-in to X-Men, who knows?
Yeah, oh wow, that'd be a crazy thing to flip that whole thing around, dude. There's so much to pull from this. I don't think there's a WandaVision season 2. As much as I wanted there to be something left open to continue with that, they pretty much concluded this in a perfect way. We're, 12, 13 years now into the MCU with everything they've given us, and dude, I'll tell you, WandaVision, this series as a whole, is some of the, if not the best that Marvel has had to offer. There's nothing I would say that demands more attention than WandaVision. This is at the peak of the best that we've gotten from Marvel, hands down for me, dude. And I hope that they release this, man. I know they said they're not going to release these things. I need like a fucking steelbook, dude. I need a steelbook for this, dude.
Give me some artwork. Give me some
anything, dude.
Give me a nice embossed steelbook, bro.
Yeah.
Just like touch it and feel it and like rub it on my face and shit.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Just like exfoliate your beard follicles.
Yeah. Dude, I think that's what's going to happen with all of these. I think all the series that they're doing on the Disney Plus, I think they're going to be probably mostly one-off stuff just to get us to the next phase and kind of keep us going.
Yeah.
But I would love to see this put out as a physical release, some kind of, steelbook or digipack, whatever you want to do. But yeah,
please give it to us, man. But that's WandaVision in a nutshell. Now the thing to do is go back and rewatch this whole thing again, because there's going to be so much that's going to be standing out like a sore thumb with this second watch, which is going to make this an even better series in the long run. So round 2 is around the corner here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like, think about the whole phase 1 and everything, or going back to the old movies, you go back to watch those because they had little Easter eggs you never caught originally that pop up, years later in other movies.
Right.
It's going to be the same thing here. 5 years from now, we're going to be seeing something on a show or a movie, and it's going to be like, oh shit, let's go back and watch WandaVision to kind of figure out what that is about, Yeah. So dude, I think that's absolutely so brilliant how they intertwine everything. But this is definitely one for the ages. WandaVision is for sure my top 5 for any kind of Marvel cinematic shit. Yeah, it's reached the top 5 for me for sure.
Yep, I agree. It's in that top peak. It's one of, dude, just aside from Marvel, just a series in general, it's one of my favorite pieces of television I've ever seen in my life, man. It was just so expertly crafted. It was so beautiful to see these characters tied in within this whole sitcom world, and to get such a unique episode every single time that they were rolling cameras, man. It's just nothing like this has ever been done, and that just continues to show that Marvel's got a lot of tricks up their sleeves. We're in for a hell of a ride with this new saga that they're going to be launching off here. WandaVision was awesome. We're obviously really hyped on this. We want to know how you all feel about this. What did you think about the finale here? Leave some comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, give this bad boy a thumbs up. We are trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of March. We're hammering it home, so we're going to be back with more videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, click the bell for notifications, and we will be back with more videos here. Probably we'll do a couple more talking about things with WandaVision, and next week we're going to get the making of and kind of a behind-the-scenes thing, so we will definitely be back to talk about that as well, because that's going to be super intriguing. So thank you all very much. We'll catch you in the next video.